former YouTube channel Buzzfeed Yellow changed its name to Boldly, but it's still the same old regressive millennial drivel. This time out, they have 9 questions that supposedly gay people have for straight people, but I'm sure it's the same old tired garbage that Buzzfeed is known for. Anyhow, this is an older video, but it's just as dumb as everything else Buzzfeed does. Therefore, let's take a look as I respond to these 9 questions that Buzzfeed, Boldly actors, want to ask straight people.
Why is my sexuality a lifestyle?
Why do you call it a lifestyle?
Like choosing to wear a dress?
He lives by the beach, that's his lifestyle.
It's not really a lifestyle, it's just my life.
I don't think that it is, outside of a very general definition that however a person lives is their lifestyle. Everything that an individual does is part of their lifestyle. Making videos on YouTube is part of my lifestyle. That said, though, there are people out there who make their sexual preference the defining characteristic of their life. It's largely what they talk about and how they present themselves to the world. If you don't want your sexuality to be seen as your lifestyle, keep it to yourself. I don't care if you're gay, but it shouldn't be the first thing out of your mouth.
Why is it that when you find out that I'm gay, you think that I want you?
Standards, first of all. Everyone has a type. You might not be their type. Don't flatter yourself.
I don't, any more than I assume that every straight woman out there wants me. Why do you generalize? That said, though, I've had more than a couple of gay men come on to me, which I suppose is neither here nor there. I really couldn't care less, though, since I'm not available, and it really doesn't mean a thing to me.
Why are you so worried about how I'm gonna have kids?
Why does it matter if I'm gonna have kids or not?
Technically, the world is overpopulated, and me not reproducing is helping you out.
So if I want to have kids, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out.
I don't care if you have kids at all. What difference should it make to me? I don't give a damn if straight people breed. Why should it matter if gay people do? Do what you want to do. It's not any of my concern.
Why do you feel the need to ask who's the man and who's the woman in the relationship?
Last I checked, we were both women. That's why we're together. Both have lady parts.
I would think it's more a matter of wondering who's the dominant partner, which is traditionally the man in a relationship. Of course, it doesn't really matter to me one way or the other, but people do ask questions about things they're not clear on, and sometimes they're just making some poor assumptions. That's what happens when you have a non-traditional relationship. It's not meant to be insulting most of the time. It's just curiosity.
Why do you get offended when people ask if you're gay?
Why would you be offended that someone thinks you're gay? I don't get offended when people think I'm straight. I kind of do. There are worse things.
Well, so far as I know, no one has ever assumed that I was gay, or at the very least, nobody ever asked if I was gay. I wouldn't get offended if they did, I just can't recall a time when anyone brought it up. But the reality is, in the case where people assume that you're straight, that's because the vast majority of people are straight, hence the odds are that you would be assumed to be as well. It's just a matter of percentages. What difference does it make either way?
How does it feel to be accurately represented in everything?
Every single show and film ever.
Why is your definition of diversity a gay white man?
I can't think of anyone who reminds me of me.
The most that I had was Buffy, and she was straight.
Sailor Moon would probably be the closest representation of a young gay Asian.
Why does it matter? Honestly, why do you feel like you have to be represented in everything or in anything at all? Exactly what percentage of gay Asian men are there in the US? Now, approximately 5% of the American population is gay, and according to Pew Research, 5.8% of the American population was Asian, at least as of 2011. So if 5.8% of that 5% of Americans are gay Asians, and only half of that number are men, exactly how many television characters ought to be gay Asian men again? I don't get it.
Why is it that you have such a large dating pool?
But still a really high divorce rate.
Because it's real marriage. Because it's heterosexual.
Because 95% of humanity is straight? And now that gay marriage is legal, we'll wind up seeing gays divorcing at pretty much the same rate as straight people. In fact, early data suggests that lesbians, so far, get divorced at a much higher rate than straight people. But that's probably going to change. We just don't have the longevity of gay marriages to see this happen yet. The average length of marriage before divorce is 8 years. Gay marriage was only legalized nationwide 2 years ago. Wait for it.
Why do you have to call it a gay wedding?
It's just a wedding. It's just a wedding.
Is it just so you can charge us more?
If two black people were getting married, would you call it a black wedding?
Mostly because it's new. When interracial couples were first getting married, they were called interracial weddings. Today, nobody cares or makes a distinction. Now, personally, I don't care. Marry anyone you want to marry, so long as it's legal. I don't refer to weddings any differently regardless of who is involved. Maybe if you want people to stop calling them that, you need to stop making it a big deal.
Why do you try to set us up with the very next gay person you see?
I don't try to set you up with the other straight guy I know.
We have Tinder or Grindr. What do gay ladies use? Oh, we don't have one. Okay, never mind. Thank you for trying to set us up. We need help.
Maybe for the same reason people try to set up all of their friends. They want you to be happy. I guess according to you, that's a crime. It just happens to pretty much everyone, gay or straight. Welcome to the real world. Honestly though, just watching these questions, it occurs to me just how many of them are really angry questions. These people come off as very passive-aggressive. In fact, and this is something that I regularly see from the far political left, these people have a lot of symptoms of borderline personality disorder. They have a bizarre, overinflated sense of their own importance, that the world needs to cater to them, that they're hostile to those around them, especially when others don't give them the attention that they think they deserve, etc. I think there's something seriously wrong with a lot of these people. In fact, the more aggressive they are, the more problematic I think they get. That really has nothing to do with being gay or being straight, but it might explain Buzzfeed. Their target audience is insane. And that's really not a surprise, is it?